It's story time!
Well, the day's been long and the world's gone wild, so pull up a stool and stay a while. Doc's got a drink and a story to share, with headlines, hot takes, and zero cares. It's Drinks with Doc, where the beer flows free, talking about the world and what it means to be pop culture, sports, and a bit of the news. Just Doc and his thoughts, maybe some brews. So raise your glass and kick off your shoes. It's Drinks with Doc, and we've got nothing to lose.
And hello, good evening, and how's everybody doing? A little bit of change in plans with my usual live stream. I like to do it 7 p.m. local time. Well, I am doing it 7 p.m. local time, but the local time is Pacific Standard Time. I am over in the beautiful state of Oregon, and first person I'm going to have to pull up is our favorite Oregon. What do you call people from Oregon? The person from our favorite person from Oregon, Miss Ray.
Hi,
Hey, so
it's Oregonian.
Oregonian. Okay,
Yeah.
that just doesn't sound right. Oregonian. Okay, but yes, beautiful place. I saw Mountain Hood coming to my resort. I actually flew, as we were landing, could see Mount Hood, and it's just a beautiful sight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not used to mountains in Florida for some odd reason. I don't know why.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, if it's a hill, we call it a major. We call it Mount Everest in Florida. But
Yeah, but
the
Mount
next,
Hood is beautiful. Just the sheer size. It's just the sheer size of it. It's funny because most hospital rooms I've been in since I've been here, I've had a view of Mount Hood.
well, shoot, that sounds like I need to get sick so I can have a good view of Mount Hood myself. And of course, next up we have David, who is here. And
Yeah, I'm just
I
down
was
in
like,
Texas. I'm not near Mount Hood.
well, here's the thing. I was in Dallas Fort Worth for all of 15 minutes, catching my layover. Text you, but couldn't. Technology and plus the hectic trying to get to your next flight, just kind of crazy. And I got some stories about that. We're
Especially
going
at
to talk about my
DFW.
travel. Oh yeah, DFW was crazy. I got some stories. I only was there, like I said, really about 20 minutes from the time I got off the plane to the time I got on the next plane. About 20 minutes. So it's just enough time to get on a tram, get into the next terminal over, and then get to my use the restroom, that kind of thing. All right. So next one up is Mr. Thomas, our chief roasting officer. Hey, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on? You know, it's past 10 o'clock. It's past Will's bedtime. You know his
I
wife's
know. I
going to
am
get mad at him
surprised
because he
Will's
ain't in
actually.
bed.
Yeah. I am surprised that Will is actually uh, awake.
I
His
think Will is pregnant.
heck, he must be. I tell you.
Ray, we need to have a
God,
talk after the show.
I, I really, I, I really hate to see where the baby going to come out at.
Well, we won't talk about
Oh,
that.
let's not talk about that. No. Oh no. I'll tell you now. Oh my gosh. But
I mean,
we'll.
because
But
we see what happened to him. You know, yesterday was the 4th of July. We see what happened to Will yesterday. He maybe, only on one hand, maybe only just throw up, the peace sign because he missing three fingers.
oh my gosh, Robert.
I'm not,
Already got it
I'm
started.
not sure which fingers he's throwing up right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. I just want how's everybody doing tonight? How was everybody's fourth?
Well,
Loud.
well, I'm going to let ladies go first. Go ahead, Miss Ray.
Loud.
Huh?
It was loud.
Loud.
Yeah.
Loud. Yeah. Yeah. David.
It was very weird. In Austin, the high temperature yesterday was like in the low 80s. It rained the whole time. It was okay, but it was just this weather we have had the coolest summer that I can remember. It's just bizarre. The high
Mhm.
tomorrow, I think, is supposed to be in the mid 80s again, and then it's supposed to actually get in the 90s by Friday. But it's it was okay though. It was fun. The fireworks we could hear the fireworks going off all over town. I live kind of out in the country, so you got every good old boy and his dog out there throwing fireworks
Mhm.
around town.
Oh yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
So
Wow.
they had a show just south of town, so it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It actually rained the whole day of 4th of July here, except for when nightfall, then it stopped. So everybody was able to light their firecrackers, their fireworks.
Well,
They didn't
yeah.
they didn't stop till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I would have been
Yeah,
mad because
my
I
poor
I had
dogs
to
were
get up.
hiding under the bed most of the night.
I had to get up at 3 o'clock this morning to
I
get
mean,
to the airport. So
I mean, ev-
so yeah, but my fourth was basically nothing more than me getting prepped for the week. Packing it.
I mean, it sounded like everybody had a good fourth. I mean, Ray said hers was loud. You was getting, Doc was getting ready.
Yeah.
David still remembered his very first 4th of July in 1776. But it was all good though. But it
It
was
was all
all
good.
good.
Yeah. It was all
Yeah,
good.
well, at least I was there and I remember it.
I know you was there. You still had the original pair of shoes with those huge buckles on the front that said L Pilgrims.
He doesn't just have the original pair of shoes. He has the original pen too.
I was gonna say the original pen that he used to sign the Declaration of
Yeah,
Independence.
exactly.
Yeah, my signature's right there under Matthew Thornton's.
Now guess who just popped in?
Who?
Well, I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Hello.
Don't be
Will.
shy.
I don't know him.
You don't want to talk.
Oh, I'm
Hey,
not
Will.
pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I'm legit sick as a dog. So
Oh God.
had to come on to prove it.
So you're saying you
People
still have
ask me
morning?
if I'm pregnant.
Did
I
you eat
promise
something?
you, I'm not pregnant.
Will,
I
Will,
promise you.
Will, you're not pregnant, but you still have morning sickness. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Morning sick, excessive morning sickness, lack of sleep, lack of being able to consummate my marriage. All the good stuff.
Well, no, you're not. You're not feeling. You're not pregnant, but you're probably feeling the sympathy pains.
Whatever that means. Like, ugh.
You don't know what sympathy pains are. Oh, never mind. You'll find out.
I'm dealing with
My
post
wife.
4th of July pain. That's what I'm dealing with.
Did you eat something bad?
Oh, okay. When my
And
wife was pregnant, I never had sympathy pains. I had sympathy weight gain. I think I gained about
sympathy
30
week.
pounds. Hardly anything. I gained 30 pounds.
You know what, David? I'm not there yet. Give us a couple years. I'll be there.
Yeah.
I mean, Will probably feeling bad because he probably drunk too many yoo-hoos. That's why.
Well, that being said, it's so good to have Will here because I do want
Is
to
it
talk
though?
about. Yeah, well, it is. It is. You might be sick,
Joe,
but
Joe, I'm not in the mood. If you guys start roasting me, I'm gonna log off. I'm not in the mood.
I have not even started anything yet. But now you
I
say
mean,
something.
you know I'm up here. You know I'm gonna bother you, Will. I completely forgot. Y'all didn't. You and the Exposer didn't have a show last night. I completely forgot. So
So, and see,
I got to mess with you.
He said he didn't get to mess with you, Will. You gotta
Leave
make
poor guy alone.
yeah,
He's
you gotta let
sick.
You gotta let
You know
Miss
what?
Nancy
You
have
know
it.
what? Let me at least be polite, Ray. Of all the people on panel, it's lovely to hear from you. Everyone else, and you know David too. David, you know David's good. Everyone else, y'all can
It is good to see you too.
hop in a dumpster somewhere.
Jesus Christ.
No, because we're afraid who we might run into.
He's
Well, they
still
both
mad
do live
because
in Florida.
he's still mad because he had to push his 86 Mazda 626 home the other day.
I don't even know what that means. Like you keep saying that. Where did you get that from?
I mean, don't you drive a Mazda?
No, well, oh, okay, fine.
I
Maybe a
do.
20,
I drive a Mazda.
what,
What's the
20, a
problem?
24 Mazda. What's your car? Mazda. What is it? 3X30? What is
Oh,
it? Something like that.
oh, that's not
He's
even
What is
that's
it?
driving
not
your
even your
wife's car.
that's not
She
even
Okay.
your
drives the
car. That's the
CX-30?
wifey's car.
Mhm.
Will, you
Okay.
said she drives the CX-30? That's the same car my wife drives. Very good taste.
You mean to tell me that's not even your car? That's the wifey's car. That's why it looks so nice.
No one asked you.
You know what?
Well,
You know what Will car is. Will's car. His vehicle sits 32 people, and you have to ring a bell to get off.
Rob, if you keep it up, I think you're going to get your bell rung.
I mean, and it's driven by somebody that worked for the county. It's not like he has his personal driver. He just has to pay a fare to get on.
You weren't. Wait. You're not saying my car is a chauffeur is a bus at a county? What?
It sure is. And you have to share it with 32 other people, and it probably stops every 5 minutes.
Oh, I used to hate taking the bus. It would be so hot out in the summer. Somebody's armpit right in my face. Oh God, it was just. Ugh.
Don't get on there when you got to pick up kids from school. All those kids they got to get on there for. They don't take the school bus. They got to take public transportation.
well, talking about transportation and talking about traveling.
What is so wrong with taking the bus, man?
It's nothing.
There's nothing
It's
wrong
nothing
with
wrong with
that.
taking the bus. I used to love it
Okay.
when I was a teenager.
So, Doc, you're saying you're not talking about traveling. You're not talking about driving, right?
I'm not talking about driving. I am talking about traveling
He travels. He doesn't drive.
because I traveled here today.
That means
And
how he got there. His car wasn't registered.
I almost had the opportunity to record something that probably would have been great to play on this episode. Where first of all, Dallas Fort Worth. This is where it took. You remember, I had a layover. I was probably in Dallas Fort Worth all of 20 minutes.
Did you run into Carolina?
And no, locally, they're not going to let
Oh,
us
can
go
we
through
please
security
not
unless
talk
she
about
has the
her? She's
ticket.
such a disgrace. Speaking as a native Fort Worther, yuck. That's all I have to say about that woman. I mean, I'm sure she means well, maybe, possibly, but I just don't get her at all.
That being
Really?
so, that being said, Dallas Fort Worth. That's kind of crazy. By the time we got to our gate, it was about 7 minutes before boarding time, and I can already tell the ticket agent, the gate agent, she was getting a little frustrated because there was this one group that kept on trying to board the plane, and they hadn't even had their seats assigned. They were some of the overflow people.
I've been there.
Oh
When we traveled international back in early April, we had a similar situation because the like we like when you fly American Airlines, the annoying thing is it's like they go in groups, but then like you could be in a high numbered group, but still you have to wait before you can be assigned a seat. And then they're like, well, wait a minute. Why are people behind us going in group 4 or 5 going before group 3? So like people were like pushing ahead and all that stuff. So like, yeah, that'll frustrate them for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because a lot of times when someone's in those higher groups, they pay a little bit extra money to be a little bit higher priority boarding.
Well, and some of those people, I mean, I think
Hey,
I
Will, your
seriously think
camera
they
is
should
on.
stop. I seriously think they should
Will,
stop
your
selling
camera's on?
alcohol in the
Okay.
airports. Am
Let
I-
them
Hello?
let them see what they want to see. Enjoy my look at my ceiling.
Pretty silly. Yeah, that's nice. But I
They
think
got a
they ought to
couple of
stop
holes in it.
selling alcohol in airports because
Shut
some
up,
of those people
Rob.
get drunk. They can get really obnoxious. It's amazing how some of those people who want to get on the plane who are drunk are just awful.
But let me ask you a question: if you can't board the plane when you're drunk and everything because because you're drunk because you done drunk some alcohol, why do the airport sells alcohol? Why do they sell alcohol?
Because they trust that people will drink in moderation and not get
Well,
I think
sloppy.
that's kind of
not,
my
not,
point.
not even that. Rob, have you ever had a drink in an airport? They either have the lightest bottled drinks, or the bartenders pour as little liquor in those drinks as possible. Now, if you sit there and drink eight or nine of them, I'm pretty sure somewhere, and I know the airports aren't too stupid to not do this. There's a waiver where it's like, yeah, if you get drunk, after you scan your ticket, you can't be removed from a plane. So.
Mhm.
Well, two things.
Absolutely.
Two things. One, they even give you alcohol on the plane, and two, I wouldn't know because I know what the airport is, but I've never been in the airport and I never flew.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
well.
You're going to
Well-
appreciate these stories I'm getting ready to tell you then.
Well, hold on.
And
I will just real quick. When you're on a plane, because understand when my wife and I, when we went on, it was for our honeymoon. So of course, we told everyone it's our honeymoon. So they're giving us little free drinks and yada yada. They don't give you anything strong on a plane. At least not up. They gave us like very small bottles of like little shot stuff. Nothing. Nothing that would get us actually like.
they
lit.
have like a 2-drink limit, and they intentionally give you those little small bottles for that very reason. They don't want anybody actually getting drunk.
Well,
Well,
that's up
imagine.
Doc. That's up
And
Doc's
part of it
alley.
also, a lot of people don't realize that any airline pilot does not have to let anyone stay on the plane. They can kick anybody off if they're being, if they think they're being drunk or they're being rowdy or.
Wait. David, word that properly because. No, hold on, David. You got to word that properly. That means he could be like in the air. Hey, you're drunk, and then just boot him out.
Well, okay,
Well,
they do have to do it on the ground.
though. They will divert
They do have to
if
do it on the
the
ground.
person's.
but-
Yeah, they will divert if the person's being bad. Now,
Well,
I would say
yeah,
this.
you-
Let me get to my story, guys. Come on now. I'm trying to get to my story. So, I'm at Dallas Fort Worth. Got in. Our seats were first class, so I'm sitting there. I'm set up, happy as I can be, and I saw a little bit of commotion going on up toward the cockpit, and even saw the pilot going in the back a little bit. Then came back out, and I overheard him telling the ticketing agent and flight attendants that he's going to make an announcement here shortly, but he's not going to do anything. And I'm sitting there going, "Damn, I almost had a chance to record something." But the pilot is not going to kick whatever that person did off the plane. What the person did was that they used their electronic e-cigarette or a vape, whatever those things are, in the little causeway going to the plane, and the pilot basically, yeah, that's a major no. You will get kicked off in a hurry. The pilot basically said, "This is your freebie. You do this again, we're going to divert and we're going to kick you off the plane."
that's a federal
Doc, what did
offense.
they use? What did they use again?
It was a vape.
Vape.
Oh, a vape. Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah.
hear you. Okay.
Yeah, and that's it's a federal offense. It's very much against the law.
I mean, how
Yeah.
rich are you up in first class?
Yeah, I was up in first class. It was just sitting back, relaxed, comfortable.
Rob, his wife paid for the tickets, not
You
his.
flew first
clearly.
class?
I flew
I kind of
fir-
believe that, Will. I really believe that.
I flew first class today.
We all know that's how he got to pay first class.
You wasn't. Hey, when you
No,
got on the
that's
plane,
not how I
when
got
you
paid first class. But
hey, when you got on the plane, was it just like the movie Airplane? You had a panic attack and everybody stood in line just to slap you.
no, actually, no. But like in an airplane, I make sure my wife got the fish.
Well, surely he got to sit in first class. And stop
Don't
calling
call
me
me
Shirley.
Shirley.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah,
call me
he
Shirley.
said
And yes, I did.
Shirley.
But I got the beef short rib with mac and cheese, and that was very, very good. Very good meal. Well,
Was it? That's good.
What
That's interesting.
airline did
That's
you
something
fly?
I want to experience one day, like good airplane food. I always wanted,
Right?
like,
Because I'm like,
you
what
know,
I mean,
airline did you fly?
you're exactly that
I
was going
was
to be
on.
my question. Who did you fly with?
Well, I was on American Airlines.
Who?
American Airlines. Hey, I'm
Get
not picky
out. They
either.
don't
I'm not
serve that
picky.
kind of crap.
Well, I was on the first look. I was in first class. They
well, you was,
me a little bit.
right. You have to realize he was in first class. If you was back then, coach, you just got a dried out hamburger and some flat soda.
No,
And
they
they
throw a
tell
Dude,
bag of
dude,
peanuts at you and
I
charge
got,
you for a soda.
I
No, you
got
get a dried
a,
out soda and flat hamburger.
no, I got a ginger ale and like crackers. Like I didn't get a meal. Like that's
Exactly.
literally on American Airlines flying from New Jersey to Jamaica. That's all I got. Like
Yeah, I'm like, you're
But,
lucky if they throw a bag of peanuts and charge you for a pop. It's like, how did you
but,
get short ribs or whatever and mac and cheese?
but,
that was the
but,
part of the benefit of being in first class. You got a full meal.
but next time you need to fly Southwest. Then let's see the experience you get off that one.
I flew Southwest. I've also flown with a Allegiant.
Southwest,
Allegiant.
Southwest is one of those airlines. They'll keep going if they got a flat tire.
Oh yeah.
so,
Yeah.
can I ask you guys a question? I'm just curious because when I fly, I have this issue. I don't know if Joe or Ray or David and well, Rob never flown, so he
Yeah.
doesn't know. But
I'm sure
like so
haven't.
I be quiet. So I have this problem when I fly, where when you go up for takeoff, the front
Mhm.
of my head has excessive amount of pressure and it hurts. And then with landing, I don't know if you guys have the same problem. Like, and
Yeah,
so
I get it in my ears though.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
when they
This,
pressurize the cabin
that's what's
and then
crazy. I
yeah.
don't get it in my ear. It's literally the front of my head, and it's like it's almost like if you're like if you're drunk and you're like in like the peak of a hangover and your head is like throbbing in the front of your head. I get that going up and then coming down.
It's the
So like
pressurization and the depressurization of the cabin that's doing that to you.
well, from what
right.
I hear,
I
the
used to
stop
get
that used to. From what I hear, to stop that, I was told you may want to chew like gum or bubble
But
gum or something.
yeah.
here's the whole thing. I tried it. Does nothing for him because I don't get it in my ears. My ears are fine. It's the front of my head. So I have to like put my hand over my head and grip my forehead and like squeeze it super hard. And it's like otherwise I'm in like excruciating pain going up and down. And the worst
Oh
thing was
God.
coming back from Jamaica when we went in April. We couldn't land because the airport was filled. So the pilot was just flying in circles, going up and down for a good like 25 minutes. And I was like, I wanted to die in that moment.
Mhm.
Was he lost?
No, sometimes your gate isn't ready or there's too many planes
The gate
landing
wasn't
at
there was
once.
there was a delayed flight in front of us at our gate, so we couldn't land. So the pilot just said he told me like, look, I gotta fly around until I can land. So
When I
Well,
flew
what's
in
Oh,
from
weird? You know what
when
happens
I
to me when I
flew
fly?
mm,
Oh, go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
when I flew from here to Chicago to help my sister move back here, we were like a half hour early, but we drove around the airport because our gate wasn't ready. There was a plane there. So we were just driving around. My sister's like, "What the hell is your plane?" Because she was watching the plane on the app or whatever. She's like, "What the has he lost?" I'm like, "I don't know." People started asking that. Is he lost? And the flight attendants finally told us 15 minutes in that a plane was still at our gate. And I'm like, but there's like 100 empty gates that we're passing. What now? Put us at one of those.
you know what? They need to go back.
in a
They need,
perfect world, they should do that, but it's like no. It's like no. You have to go to the specific gate. Though there's like
But
20 unoccupied
Yeah,
gates.
but one of the
Like
problems
some-
with that is if you go to the wrong gate, then everybody who's waiting to pick you up has to go to that gate, and that could be on the other side of the airport or something.
Well, they can move
And
the
another
plane
thing, too,
after. I just
and another thing to keep in mind too is the airlines rent the certain gates from the airport.
oh really?
so
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you notice that like a bunch of United planes are together and a bunch of Delta
Mhm.
planes
Yeah,
are
there's
together.
an
and a bunch
American
of
section, a
Well,
United
yeah,
section, a
but
Delta section, so on. Well, you guys know
For,
what happens to me when I fly? I start having hallucinations that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is flying the plane.
Yes, Roger.
You know what? Let's be honest here. The last time David flew, it was still pterodactyls in the air. He was on the pterodactyl.
That's not what the Wright brothers told me.
I know you was there too. You was there too. You was at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, asking the Wright brothers, "Can I get a first class
At
ticket?"
least I know where it is.
No, that would be Doc. He'd be asking them, "What's in first class? What's the meal?"
What's the men first
You know
class?
what? That was the first joke Rob ever said that I actually genuinely found funny. I gotta put that out there. That was like that was good. I wasn't expecting that one.
But seriously though, when for what the seats in first class, are they really that big and comfortable though? Like you
Well,
could
they're bigger
recline in them.
seats. They're bigger
I was
seats.
down
I was
there the
actually
other day.
able to get comfortable in my seat, and they're bigger. But I can make do in the coach seats too.
Knowing Doc, you probably
There's
think
more
all those poor people back there in coach,
yeah,
they
the
got these
peeps.
dry sandwiches and probably
I know
bags
those
of
people
peanuts.
back there, Coach.
Again,
still have
no
money in their
sandwiches,
bank account for
Rob.
the land.
We don't get
Rob.
we get crackers.
Yeah, Rob, in Coach, you don't get sandwiches.
No, you don't get.
What did you just get? So what you just get dried peanuts and warm drinks?
If
Yes.
you're lucky, yeah.
Literally.
Hey, Rob,
Crackers, not
Rob,
peanuts.
also, when you land, if
Crackers.
you're in Coach, when you land, you still have money in your
Not-
bank account.
Mm-mm.
True.
You see,
True.
that's why I don't fly. If I can't catch a train or drive there, I'm not going.
Well, Rob, understand. I am a trained person. I'm a car person. For that very reason, it's just going international. Yeah, but it was like, even like I've ridden Amtrak from as far north as I guess New York to as far south as Florida, and it's like you go right and enjoy your nice coach seat, and then get your or whatever hot dog, hamburger, roast beef, whatever. And yeah, it's beautiful. But then like on the plane, yeah, I'm like, miss, I could go for a nice sandwich. Here's some crackers. You'll be all right till you land.
I
Then we
was
go to the
just
airport.
informed.
It's like $27 for a slice for a
Yeah,
pizza.
I was just informed that on Alaska Airlines in Coach, you can order a meal in advance through the app,
Okay.
but it will cost
that's
you.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
on your first
We ain't
boarding.
doing all that. We ain't doing all
See,
that.
So
Yeah.
when you in coach, you can't even bring your own food, can you?
No, you can bring your own food.
No, there's people that I sat next to a guy who brought the stinkiest sausage
That
sandwich I
depends on the
ever
airline.
smelled in my
Yeah.
life.
He must have put that in like a carry-on because they took all my bags.
What they do
Well,
is they
well,
want to get the
well,
food from
They
the
let me
restaurant.
bring
they
my
all-
Starbucks drink on.
Well, I
every
think
airline lets you
it
do
depends
that.
how long the flight is. Sorry, David.
Will every airline let you bring stuff on? I thought some of them wouldn't let you.
Well, okay, so you might not be able to get it through TSA, but you can get it at the airport.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
If you buy it after TSA, then you can get it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you're not bringing a
Okay,
hamburger
yeah, that
from,
makes sense.
from McDonald's.
So-
unless there's a McDonald's
you-
at the airport.
Well, but
So
the
you understand-
McDonald's outside the airport has $2 chicken sandwiches. Inside has $7 chicken sandwiches.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So that's sure they'll let that on.
So you're in the state of Oregon, so you're not too far from Radiant, are you?
No,
No,
he's
no.
not. He's
No,
probably about
no,
an
no.
hour from me.
Figure what
But
day
no-
we can meet up.
Knowing David, he probably has his binoculars. Say, let me look and see his rare home. Oh, there she is. She's petting Leo. Yeah, you pet Leo. I can watch you right now. I mean, he just
yo.
watching you, right? If you look out the window right now,
That's
out the window right
creepy.
now.
Stop
You
it.
make dude sound like a peeping Tom. Like, yeah, I'm gonna watch you there. Like, what?
Creepy.
What?
You know, and then he probably is watching Ray right now. If Ray look out her window right now, she probably see Doc with binoculars looking out the window right now at her, and he waving. And he's waving.
Yeah,
Also.
he's gonna acknowledge my waving back. Really?
I can see that. I can see that picture.
He'll be like, nice
And-
pajamas.
That's what you sleep in, Ray? Oh, hot.
No.
The funny thing about it is, I'm picturing him doing this with his southern accent. That's what makes it even more funnier.
That's even creepier, though. Ugh.
Oh, I'll tell you.
And then that's when his wife come in. Oh, what are you looking? Oh, I'm just looking at the stars, darling.
I'm
Knowing
looking
that
at
he's
Mount
looking at
Hood.
Ray.
Oh my gosh, Rob,
And
what are you gonna do with it, buddy?
he's looking through the window. And who is that lady? Is that Ray's sister? Oh wow,
Well, I've heard that her sister's a Karen, though.
that is. I mean, that is creepy. That
Well,
is creepy.
I've heard Ray's sister is a Karen.
And then he gonna stand outside the house on the sidewalk, just looking.
That's very
Warped, I think is the word you're looking for.
disconcerting. I don't like that. That's not.
Yeah, Miss Ray, you know I'm not going to just pop up without
You don't even know where I live. How can you
No, I
just
don't.
pop up?
Don't believe me. He'll
No.
find out though.
You'll find out.
When you
Look at
tell
my
me, that's when
address
I'll
through the
find out, yeah.
binocular.
When you tell me out, that's when I'll find out.
Well, you're in the state of Oregon now. He can find you. He's just like a bloodhound. He can find you.
He's gonna sniff me
So-
out. Yeah.
So
True
we'll-
people search. That's a great way to stalk people.
So, Will, is this the formal complaint you put?
You don't want me all day till I'm over here.
Will,
Come
I
on.
see you got something that you want to share on screen.
If you can put it up if you want to have a change of direction. You don't have to, but
Okay, yeah, because
Are you
Please
getting
let us have
sued
a change of
again?
direction.
Are you getting sued again?
funny enough, no. This is just actually it's not. I don't even want to say retaliation. It's a formal response to a lawyer threatening to sue me. And I know some of you have seen it, some of you haven't, but it's like
yeah, I've seen it, and actually,
Yeah, I did too. Good job, by the way.
Sweetheart, you're killing me. Oh my God. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry.
You hear that? Stay from over there.
Be quiet, Rob.
So
He wasn't talking to you clearly.
So I'm looking at this, and the one thing that kind of pops me, because I've read some of the stuff that this guy just said to you and about you, Will.
It's attached. It's attached. It's attached to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, and I'm talking. Yeah, it's attached to this, but also what on his channel, and I'd so badly want to just come into his chat and say, "Sir, you sound like a racist," and that is coming from a Southern redneck.
Mm.
Here's the thing. In his mind, and I'm assuming his argument is, which is true. Oh, I'm engaging in satire communication because that's what our channels are. So yeah, I can just like certain channels refer to audit them as Goat Boy. Other channels, and it's like certain Caucasian channel owners refer to audit everything as Mushmouth. Rob, we've done that. I mean, we're not Caucasian, but still, people do it.
Yeah.
So because I'm engaging in satire, content from my YouTube channel. But the difference is I'm a citizen. Rob is a citizen.
Mhm.
Dr. Dave, any content creator, they're citizens. You are an established attorney. You cannot engage in certain satire behavior. If it gives even the appearance of being racist, of being shaming, of demeaning a person for their demographic or whatever, you can be held accountable for that.
Exactly. You're expected to. There's a higher level, a higher standard that you must follow.
Right. And I have two attorneys on this. And both of them said the same. Well, one of them was very adamant. So it's funny. They're two different styles of attorney. One is an older attorney, but he's been dealing with copyright stuff for the last like 30 something years. So he was like, well, don't worry, I'll take care of you. The other attorney I have, younger attorney, closer to my age. She's young, she's fiery, doesn't know a lot about copyright, but she can go toe to toe with anyone over BS. And they both said the same thing. They both were like, you should send this to the California bar. He won't be able to practice because this is the problem.
Well, enlighten me. So, who is this attorney?
Oh,
The attorney on the screen or my attorney?
No, the attorney on the screen.
This is Randall Newman.
he's the
He
one
is,
that's representing DMA.
Didn't he write "I Love L.A."?
you know, both attorneys were like, wait, isn't he famous? I'm like, no, he's not famous for that. No.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I mean, certain.
I mean, if you don't mind, can you? If you don't mind, Joe, let. Oh wait, I guess I have to control it. It looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just give everyone just a brief. I'll let you go ahead, Joe. But I'll just give everyone a brief description of like the exhibits I attached. This was the picture that like really pushed me over the edge.
Oh yeah, I've
Where he-
seen that picture.
Where he depicts me as African American man that's defecated on himself, and it's like, and I think the caption was referring to me as boy, and it's like,
Wow.
dude, you're not from the 1919 whatever era where they had sacrifice. Like that's
It's not 1920.
Yeah.
We don't
like
call each
that's
other
frowned upon.
boy. Yeah.
And one of the exhibits I put out, he even acknowledged, like, I'll show you. He even acknowledged that. One moment. One of these exhibits here. Yeah, that's it. I didn't want. I figured you would probably play race card because of Mailroom Boy. I renamed you Mail Romania so you wouldn't be a little B. So he even acknowledges that. And then the next exhibit that I attached, his exact words were featuring Mailroom Mania because Mailroom Boy is apparently racist now. So he acknowledges that he was receiving backlash, not from me, but from other people saying, hey, and I even saw it. It was his own supporter saying, hey, you should probably not call him Mailroom Boy because me, for honor, is probably going to have a, spaz out over it, which I never did publicly. But when he continued to call me that and then put out that cartoon, I had a problem with that. I absolutely did.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying,
Yeah, anybody should.
that there's certain professions that you expect more from anyone that's in it. I would say not just lawyers, MDs, doctors. You expect them to be more professional acting in this type of form.
Well, they have ethics they have to follow. There's no you
Teachers.
expect it.
Yeah,
It's-
because the ABA have a very strict set of rules when it comes to filing a pleading, when it comes to discrimination, when it comes to conduct outside of the courtroom, when it comes to conduct inside of the courtroom, and I've one of the things my second lawyer has said to me was she was like, you should quote some of the rules.
I'm sorry, you
It's like ABA Rule 3.1 when it comes to filing frivolous pleading. Tell me why he wants to sue me. That's a problem. He can't do that. Rule 8.4 where it talks about lawyers can't discriminate against people due to their racial or ethnic background. Like, duh, like come on now. So they're held to a higher standard. Like you think that you're untouchable because you're on the internet and you're saying, oh, it's free speech on the internet, but no, you're documenting it.
Not
It's
all
a
free
problem.
speech comes without consequence.
Exactly. So
And
it's
that's
no.
what people
So
don't understand.
so you don't. So do you see a way or anything in it where you can file a countersuit against him?
Oh,
Well, he hasn't. He hasn't sued. So, I'm not gonna be as dumb as he is because what he does is he puts his legal strategy on the internet so everyone knows what his next move is. I can't say what my next move is, but I'll just say this: if he were to
I
sue
got
me,
you. Yeah.
if he were to sue me, I'm getting him thrown off the case. If an actual competent attorney wants to take over the case and attempt to sue me for frivolous grounds, they can, but they won't. But this specific attorney, because of his actions, I'm getting him thrown off the case. There's no way he'll be able to sue me because he's demonstrated clear bias towards me, and no judge will let him actually be able to prosecute me.
Gotcha.
This is true.
Mhm.
And what would he sue for anyway? He doesn't have any.
Yeah, what's he going to sue you for? Having an opinion?
You don't got a case.
So his whole thing is, and what my understanding is, what he's doing is he's encouraging auditors to go back, copyright their videos that other content creators like myself, Frauder Roundup, Tones, Expose, like telling auditors to go copyright their videos, which takes 3 to 7, I think it's like 3 to 9 months in that window. and
Yeah, but the
then
problem is that
what?
you
Cannot
can't copyright anything
Hey,
that's already been
you still
posted.
cannot retroactively sue somebody. Like if you do something that's copyrighted after, I mean, but they copyright it after you use it, they can't still sue you retroactively, can they?
But that's the point. They can't. But that's his whole suit against Fraud Troll, and that's what he has his whole bravado. And I feel like he assumed. And I had a conversation with one content creator. I won't say who, and her and he, her, she, whoever was like,
Wow.
"Oh, I don't think he actually knows what he's doing because he thought he could retroactively sue people, even though the video that Troll posted was copyrighted 2 years after he posted it."
But
The assumption.
You
here's the
can't
thing
do
though.
that.
How you gonna have people to copyright their videos after they done been posted?
So I mean, you can't. I mean, you can do that. I mean, DMA was successful with that, and this lawyer is like encouraging content creators. He's like, hey, if you want to sue, and that's why. And I think I can't remember, David, if you were on that stream with Exposer and me or not, but like, we all acknowledge this is just an attempt to sue content creators, dox them, have little minions on the internet attack them, and discourage them from posting videos. Because at this point, that's the only thing that this will accomplish. And there's another lawyer that's in our comments section that's been commenting about all this. And I actually talked to him via email, and he was saying, like, yeah, like this case, when it comes to economics, doesn't make any sense. Like at this point, he can't sue for attorney fees because the video was already copyrighted. The video was already posted before it was copyrighted. He can't sue for He can't sue for attorney fees. He can't sue for major damages. All he can sue for is potential damages or loss of wages by DMA. Which, okay, sure. If DMA's video had 70,000 views and Trolls at 75,000, okay, that's what, $400. Okay,
But he
so
shouldn't
If
be able to
that,
sue
yeah.
for anything because he copyrighted it after Troll put his video up.
well, that's correct. So that's what doesn't make any sense about this. So it's kind of like we're all here like, okay, so you're gonna sue all these content creators that put out videos, and again, it comes down to the argument as to whether or not making fun of people, criticizing people is fair use. But it's like the fair use principle, it's very clear what fair use is and is not. And yes, it's all about transforming the purpose of a video, which is what content creators do. And it's like, I don't understand. Like, to me, if this lawyer were to have a very direct conversation as to, in his mind, what fair use is or is not, this would be a different, we wouldn't even be at this ballpark. But it's like, he's just like, oh, you made fun of my client, so yeah, I'm gonna sue you. Anyone that makes fun of my client, I'm gonna sue you. It's nonsense.
But let me.
The only case you could possibly make would be some kind of intellectual property theft argument, but I can't imagine how he would do that.
I was going to say, I don't even remember you ever making fun of DMA.
Well, no, so
You
what it
criticize
really
DMA,
is,
but not making fun of them.
I've never made a video on
just
DMA.
about him.
The person that he's trying to recruit to sue me is Flex Your Freedoms.
Well, let's face it. This whole thing is about people. They're trying to intimidate people so they don't use their First Amendment rights, since they're such good defenders of the First Amendment. I mean, we get right down to it. That's what's going on.
Well, two questions.
And we do have a question from the chat. And Will, you want to field this one?
Well, what about the fair use? Look. So this lawyer, fair use. Here's the thing. I'm not a copyright attorney. I deal strictly on the civil aspect of law. I don't know anything when it comes to copyright. My understanding is fair use does not cover copyright material. However, you are protected if the material that you post on the internet that is covered by fair use is before it's copyright. If you copyright it after, then there's a whole lot of other hoops you have to go through. And again, it's like, because this lawyer, for fair use,
I'm pretty sure that fair use is. I'm pretty sure copyrighted material is covered. by fair use, isn't it?
You know, and more than likely it is or is not. I just don't want to. I don't want to say because I don't know for sure because
I don't know for
there's a lot
sure
of
either.
argument. There's a lot of arguments. Say again.
Well, two questions. If they start copyrighting their videos or anything like that, wouldn't there be an issue with YouTube then? Terms of services.
Yeah, potentially, sure. Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, yeah, and look, that was Patrick Darcy's video. He did a good job of explaining what you agree to when you post on YouTube. And of course, the DMCA lawyer put out a video where it was actually hilarious. Like you could tell who the real lawyer was. Patrick put out a video, very straightforward, explaining the holes in the lawsuit, and then the lawyer was like,
"Can I say
oh.
one thing about Patrick Darcy? He does the best Dr. Evil impression I've ever seen."
Yeah, but then the second question, for them to copyright their video, don't they have to pay out like a certain amount of money each time?
Yeah, you have to pay to have your videos copyright. Yeah, but and that's the whole thing, and that's why the one attorney I spoke to was like, economically, this doesn't make sense. Your clients are going to have to pay because the client and the lawyer are making no money out of this. So like they're not going to be compensated.
Made a good point. Woody just made a really good point there. I guess YouTube is covered by 230.
Yeah, no, yes, 230. Yeah. So they're protected by that. So they're not you can't sue them for that. And I can't tell whether this lawyer's whole thing is like he in essence he's trying to argue that he's trying to blow open fair use in itself. Like, oh, fair use isn't a thing if it's just criticism and mockery or giving a negative opinion about a video. And also it comes down to
transforming a video.
But the video that he used was a good example because in this complaint, it made it clear that Trolls was very lazy, and I use that word. He was very lazy in that video. When you have 8-9 minutes of just actual video playing, yeah, that's a good cause. But the thing is, a lot of content creators don't.
Troll has always had that problem with being pretty lazy on his videos.
Yeah,
he does not do a lot of commentary.
Nope.
But the thing is,
bad things about them. But I mean, that's always been a problem with his videos.
Right. Honestly, but my point is, go ahead, Rob.
No, I'm saying honestly, his wife does a better job with transforming the video than he do.
Nicole's videos are more interactive. I will say that. But my whole thing is, he's one of the few content creators that have that problem. There are some content creators that talk way too much. People on my videos were like, "Will, you talk way too much," and I'm like, "I have to. I don't have a choice." But it's like that's why I know like no one will ever be successful against me in a lawsuit. Tones and I've kind of gone back and forth a little bit about our strategy, and Tones and I kind of have the same strategy. It's like, okay, they're never going to get our real name, so like they'll take a default judgment against a John Doe and a YouTube handle, which I could delete tomorrow. So, okay, and what would the damages be for $200? Okay,
yeah.
And see, that's the thing. Even if they were to sue for everything that he, let's assume he's going to sue for the entirety of the 70,000 views. That's what, $500, maybe.
That's not even. You got to understand, YouTube. Like people think 70,000 views pays a lot of money. It doesn't. I'll just put numbers out there. My most popular video was 19,000 views, and I think I made like $60 off of that. Like
you're paid per 1,000 views, and
right.
YouTube determines your value per 1,000 views based on a bunch of different things.
Right.
Some content creators make as little as $4 per 1,000, and some can make as much as $10, $15 per 1,000 views.
I am at that 4 or 5,000. I'm at that $4 or $5 per 1,000 views, and it's like that's what's so funny. It's like you want to sue my channel for what I've made. I don't make money on YouTube. I'm not here to make money. Right.
But
I'm here because I enjoy hanging out.
Troll is at that because of his following and the amount of videos he has. He's up at that $10, $15 range per 1,000 views. He's got it
because of his longevity of posting videos. You're saying,
and the amount of subs he has, and the amount of videos he puts out, the content.
He has
there's a
more
lot
than
of
one
things that
channel.
they put into that, and
So
he's got
He got like 3 or 4 channels.
as an example, the other lawsuit that this lawyer has filed against is against La Familia's old channel, which hasn't been active in 3 years. Has like I think it had like
La
1,300
Familia hasn't
subscribers. I
been doing
want to
anything
say.
in forever.
yeah.
Right. Yes.
No, but he has a second channel that's been inactive for 3 years, and this lawyer is grasping at straws, suing this channel that has been active for 3 years. First of all, the statute of limitations for suing for copyright use is 3 years, and I think he's just under the threshold. But he has to sue for damages in those 3 years. Now, I don't know how many views. I think the video. I can't say how many views the video had on La Familia's second channel, but how many views has he had in the last 3 years? I promise you, it's less
Right.
than 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's a dead channel, we don't even know if it's monetized. Well, I don't know if it's monetized. How much money could he possibly sue? How much damage could he possibly have for that video being on YouTube?
No, he's
$20,
Not even.
maybe.
But Will, let me ask you this: if they're suing just to, probably just to get your name and address and personal information, and let's just say if they get that, can the judge rule not to release that personal information?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so you can, and here's the thing: my defense will be that I'll just say it. I'm protected because this lawyer has demonstrated clear bias and a clear discrepancy against federal rule 11 when it comes to the filing of frivolous pleadings, vexatious litigation, because he has been threatening to sue me since he got on this platform and leaving comments under my posts, leaving comments under other people's channel. Oh, I haven't sued Fraud Mania, but I will soon, and I have copies of it. And it's like, as an attorney, you can't just go on a panel and say, oh, I have no evidence or no reason to sue someone, but I'm going to sue them in the future because I don't like them. You can't do that. That's vexatious litigation.
Well, and
So-
even forgetting Rule 11 for a minute, I mean, what's he going to sue you for? Exercising your First Amendment rights? There's nothing.
As I said, his objective. Well, understand First Amendment. People think First Amendment and content creators on YouTube are the same thing. It's really not, because there are rules that forbid certain free speech on YouTube. For example, I changed the intro to my video, and I had a little clip where Wanda Mize on his channel, his exact words, and Joe, if this gets taken down, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say it. His exact words were "burn all the Jews," right? And I put that in my intro, which is Wanda Mize spazzing out. I thought it was hilarious, but YouTube took it down. They acknowledge it on Wanda's video because it's free speech, but they took it down on mine because it's hate speech. So whatever with that. But
well, I mean, how is it hate speech on yours? But what I mean,
Because it's always
I-
been that
I
way.
think what you're saying there
Always
is
been that
it's a
way.
direct quote from Wanda Mize when he says that he's quoting himself, and Will is quoting a third party. That's probably what they were thinking.
in essence, I'm quoting a third party that's saying "burn all the Jews." When clearly I'm not saying that whatsoever. But my point is, his objective, my understanding is, he's attempting, which is another issue. He's trying to solicit auditors to sue content creators, but he can't email them directly. If he emails them directly, that's illegal.
Yeah, you can't do
But
that.
Flex Your Freedoms has been
Hey, I'm gonna
commenting.
get a hold of this guy. Yeah.
Right, but the issue is Flex Your Freedoms has been commenting under all my posts every day saying, I'm suing you. I'm going to sue you. We're going to sue you, Harold. We're, and doxing me, putting my full name out there, telling people where I live, whatever. Oh, we're going to sue you. We're going to sue you. We're going to sue you. And then the DMCA lawyer is like, yeah, well, once I'm retained, I'm going to
But
sue
you know what?
you.
I find it very hypocritical. They want to sue somebody, but they use other people's personal image on YouTube that don't want to be on their cameras. But
That's a whole argument I don't get, because he was making a big deal because I had Eagle Nick's picture on merch, but I'm like, but they are, and he was like, oh, well, because they have pictures on their channels of people and didn't get their approval. Yeah, we can absolutely sue them. So what about the millions of people frauditors have on their page that they post for monetization, including your client, DMN?
and makes money off their likenesses, and don't let the people find out that they're
Right, that's
making
why I said
money.
monetization. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they have all right to sue you unless you cut them a check from the money that you made off their likeness. So they have a right to sue you.
That would
Now,
be more of a legitimate lawsuit than this one.
That would be yes.
yes. Oh, that definitely would be a legitimate lawsuit for someone to sue when they, especially after they say specifically, do not put my likeness on your channel. And they have said that. A lot of them have said that, and of course, how do we know they said it? It's because what do these guys do right away? They put them on their channel.
And then a
I
lot of
know
these
what
yahoos also use this argument that government employees don't have any right to sue if you use their name, image, or likeness without their permission, which is
That's
total
crap.
nonsense.
Now, here's
I
the thing:
know.
the government, no one should be going to work and getting harassed just because who they work for.
What?
I mean, it's one thing dealing with
Or
a
for any
customer
other
who's
reason.
upset, but just some random Yahoo walking in with a video camera and won't leave while you're trying to deal with something that is personal in nature with the person that's there for the actual business, the business that you are there to conduct, and you
No,
trying
I
to
was.
protect that person's information. I mean, how many offices have they closed middle of the day because that was the only way to get them out? We're shutting down for the day. We're done.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you all, see if this make any sense. Because I forgot what channel was covering this frauditor, but he was outside of a post office, and he came across this guy that he was recording, and the guy told him, the guy asked him, "Are you recording me?" He said, "Yep, I sure am." He said, "Well, you need to pay me my money because my likeness is copyrighted."
Ooh.
Ooh.
So
Well,
he told him,
that was a AFA. That was AFA's video, right?
I think so. You remember? You know what I'm talking about, right? It was
I covered that. I covered that video. I want to say maybe about 8-9 months ago.
Yeah, because it was a black guy, and they got
Oh no
into
no
it.
no no no! It wasn't. This was an older white guy. But okay.
Yeah, because he pepper sprayed this guy, and the guy took his camera and ran. Took his camera and ran because he said my likeness is copyrighted because of what industry that he is in. And he told him, you either need to pay me my money or you need to give me your camera, or he said give me your camera, or either just delete everything that you recorded of me because it's copyrighted. And he said, and I have proof that it's copyrighted, that my likeness is copyrighted. So that whole thing went from there. So we never found out what happened. The frauditor said he was gonna update it, but we never found out what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Which meant he
Never have and
lost.
never will. But I'm not even sure if that video's still up.
Hi JC.
And hi, JC, how's it going? But yeah, I'm just
Hey guys. Let's
Hey,
acknowledge
Stefan,
JC
I didn't
News
see you
now
in
in the
there. Come
house.
on,
Is who?
JC News now in the house.
JC News Now.
Yeah, look.
Before I forget, hey, Stefan,
no,
comment
don't
allez-vous? Well, no.
don't do that to JC Landry.
I won't.
I know. I had to look it up. Like, wait. When you said JC News, I was like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me Jimmy Hagan in this chat?
Imagine if Jimmy randomly showed up. And that was the funniest thing. The DMCA lawyer was like, "Oh, Fraud Mania has JC News now on his picture. JC, email me. Let's sue Fraud Mania." And I'm like, JC doesn't know how to. JC can't even figure out how to pay his bond. That's why he was in jail for 9 months, because he didn't know how to pay a $2,000 bond. Like, come on now.
He
Is
doesn't
that
even know
why
how
he
to
was there
serve.
for so long? Will, are you serious?
I mean, not exactly, but it was just like he was in jail unnecessarily. He could have been out of jail months earlier, but it was like he didn't know or didn't want to do something so simple. I gotta look back at it, but it was just like, dude, you're a complete idiot if you're gonna stay in jail over something that you could have been out with, weeks earlier. It's so dumb.
Jimmy Hagan couldn't even serve people correctly, so I doubt that he's gonna sue anybody.
Oh,
You mean
no.
he thought his lawsuit? He thought handing someone a letter of intent to sue was filing a lawsuit? Like, you have 30 days or else.
No, he learned this lesson when he defamed that police officer, saying that he was in all male videos because of his
The
mustache and
adult
everything.
industry.
Yes, he learned his lesson because that officer actually was going to get him for defamation.
Yeah.
Well, we all better watch
So
it, or JC's going to put paper on us.
let me put paper on you.
Oh goodness, guys.
Hey,
Hey,
you guys want to know
guys,
my
it's
favorite
been
part of all this? Because he had the nerve to tell Eagle Nick to sue me. So of course it was, well, Eagle Nick, you have grounds to sue for Mania. So I went on Eagle Nick's live stream the next morning. I said, Eagle Nick, they want to sue me. I will never sue you, Frauditor. Yes, you took my picture and made fun of Eagle Nick, but you have sent me so many super chats. It would be wrong to sue you.
And they
So,
need to ask. They need to ask DMA attorney. Like, you know how many pictures your client has taken people and put on the internet, or private citizens also that don't want their picture on his channels.
well, now I also have this question. Who is the channel where he's basically extorting money? He's telling people cards, and on the card it says, "You give me $300 and I'll take your image off
Oh, I know
YouTube."
what you're talking
Oh,
about.
that guy
I
got in
can't
all
think.
kinds of trouble.
I know. Yeah, Lucid Lair covered that guy. I forgot the name of his channel, but yeah, after I think Lucid Lair and I think Blackheart Knight, recorded that video, and they went back and looked, and that was taken down because it gets YouTube terms of services. So I guess
really,
they
I've
found
never,
him
I've
out,
never
A
even
so he
heard,
couple,
took
I've
it
never
I think
even
a
down.
heard of
couple
this
of law
guy.
enforcement. I think a couple of law enforcement agencies were looking at him for extortion too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is extortion.
even in one of his videos, the guy gave him a card, and he even told the police officer, "This is extortion. This is a crime." And you know what the police officer told him? "Well, you in public. He has the right to record you." I'm like, "Did you listen to what the man just said? This
He,
is extortion. This is a crime.
right,
I
right,
got to pay him to remove my images."
which
Oh no, that's the guy Liberty Troll renounces. That's right.
Yes, and because they found out that
Um,
he has messed with underage people.
history, Chuck.
yeah,
Yes,
he's the type of person that would go to Thailand for a vacation. Let's just say it that way.
yeah,
You go
Thailand,
where?
Thailand.
That's where DMA's lawyer is.
Get out, real.
I wonder. I wonder.
Yeah.
but that because he actually had one of Lucid Lair's videos taken down, but she went back and did it some type of way to make sure that he couldn't take it down again. Because what he liked to do is take his underwear and wrap it around his head like he wearing some type of
Oh, that dude
mask.
was bizarre.
That I can't
Yeah, I
remember
remember
his
him.
channel.
His underwear.
Yes, have you
Oh,
seen the
that guy
video?
was just a freak. He would take
You
his
haven't seen the
underwear,
video,
wrap it around
Ray?
his
You
head,
should
and
go
turn it
back and
into a
watch it.
mask. He took his
Oh,
underwear
That's
and put it on his head so that it made a mask so you couldn't tell who he was.
Oh my
It
that's
god.
was really
that's
strange.
just that's just like Last Days of Freedom is back now. Talking about he wants to get at the CPS lady because she wants to make a visit to his home and talk to his daughter.
What
I
home?
say that's what I ask him. I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea to sick your viewers or your fans on the CPS lady because that's all evidence they can use in family court against you.
Mm-hmm.
It sure can.
Sure can, and they probably will in a skinny minute. And see,
Oh,
Will
where did
jumped
Will
off.
go?
I don't know. He has joined back in, so he must have had a connection issue.
Oh, I thought the
His
wife
wife,
just pulled the wire out
the,
or something.
Well, no, that's
yeah,
just his formal complaint.
she
There he
unplugged
is. There he is.
she unplugged the camera from the wall. She unplugged the
Shut
computer
up,
from the
Rob.
wall. I
Well, I
said,
mean,
get off this computer.
I'm going to just say, I mean, Will, you got to behave, man. You're married now. You can't start misbehaving until the 5th year. Then you can really misbehave.
I mean,
I've had my fair
Definitely in
share
your
of
sixth
misbehaving
year.
already. I've gotten away with a lot, and it's only been like 4 months.
and the thing is though, everybody on this panel either is married or has been married except for me. So I kind of know all the freedom that
Nothing.
I
You
have.
know absolutely nothing, Rob. Let's
Oh, I
let's
have
be
a
Amen.
honest.
lot of freedom. I have a lot of freedom. You know, I don't have to worry
Yeah,
about wifey
well,
telling me to
Rob,
get off
trust
an
me,
egg.
that freedom is trust me, being married's a lot better.
But you know, the thing is though, you know, the thing is that you don't have to listen to the cars. Like if you driving, just constantly somebody make a left, make a right. You know, slow down. You're going too fast. You know, you
Not
like wheels.
everyone
You know,
Rob,
your
does
Rob,
that.
supposed to be.
Rob, Rob, Rob. You're trying to pretend that's associated with marriage. Your mom does that every time she picks you up. Like I don't want to hear that.
Not
Oh,
everyone does
really?
that. Excuse me.
Ooh.
Well, I know. See. Well, we know Ray didn't do that. Ray didn't do that. I know that for sure.
No.
You
Ray is an
know,
angel from heaven. We all know that. So clearly, like we know she didn't do anything like that.
No, I
well,
did not.
Ray is well, Ray is. Yeah, she is the angel from heaven. But you know, Angel also has his private side. We don't know.
Uh,
But between the private sides, on the private side, she could be wearing leather with a whip, leather high heel stilettos, and a mask.
I will never tell.
well,
You know, have she have
Rob, but
she
that's
have
what she
her
wears when
husband
she
with
goes auditing.
she have her husband with a ball gag in the mouth, and she have a whip.
Oh my God.
Like,
Oh God. Oh God.
Hey, Rob, what the heck are you talking about and why?
Oh my
I
God.
mean, we talking about the other side of Ray's marriage. We don't know. This is what she may be doing.
There is
You
nothing
know,
like that. There is nothing like that.
Allegedly.
I mean, when she come in,
Hey,
she
well,
tell her
let's
husband,
talk
"Kiss
about
my
what
feet."
Thomas. Let's talk about what Rob Thomas could be doing.
Oh yeah.
Talk
Yeah,
about
with
what
all
Rob
that
Thomas could be
freedom.
doing with
With
all
all
Yeah,
that
that
Rob
freedom.
Thomas is
freedom.
up to no good.
I mean, I could,
How do you
do
know
anything
about
as I
ball gag?
please. I'm talking about ball gag. I mean,
How do
any
you know
male know
about
about a
them?
ball gag. Any, any,
Yeah,
male know
Rob, how
about a
do you know
ball
about
gag.
ball gags?
Easy.
It sounds like
Every
you're
red
talking
blood,
with from experience there, buddy.
every red-blooded American male know about a ball gag.
Will, did you know anything about a ball gag?
As
I
will,
don't.
yes,
A what?
as will he,
A
A
as
what?
ball
will.
gag.
A ball gag?
Yeah, David, do you?
I've been married 38 years, and I don't know what the heck he's talking about.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
I
Yeah,
mean,
I have
yeah.
Rob,
no
Rob,
clue
Rob,
neither.
Rob, Rob, you might be exposing some kind of kinky,
That's what
tendencies in,
I
in the
think.
bedroom. So if
Hey,
I were you, Rob, I'd keep that to yourself.
hey, I
Unless
don't.
you want to tell everyone, but we here don't associate with that. So
Yeah.
But hey, I don't. Hey, but I don't. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't kink shame. If Ray like to do that in her privacy of her own home, let her do it. I'm like, I don't kink
Well,
shame.
I think she's making the point that she doesn't like to do that in the privacy of her own home. And what the hell are you talking about?
yeah,
I mean,
literally.
Yeah.
she telling us. I'm
Clearly,
like,
Ray
she
is the
telling us
white
Earlier,
this.
girl from the suburbs who doesn't do
earlier
anything
he
with
was
ball
talking about
gags.
how I'm
No,
outside with
see,
my binoculars looking in. It makes me wonder who is actually
Wait a
outside
minute,
with
wait a
the
minute, guy.
binoculars.
JC's enjoying this conversation. You look at her emoji. She's
no,
enjoying
we not.
this.
See, like she just said, she the white girl from the suburbs. See, those the ones that you have to watch because those be like the freakiest.
Those are the ones that'll murder you in your bed.
And
They're not going to be
how do you
sleeping.
know
Well, I
about
do
this,
watch
Rob?
true crime,
Yeah.
so
But
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I
Rob
mean,
knows a little too much here. It makes me wonder what is he up to.
no. See, no. The thing
I'm
is
just
though,
wondering
when
where
she
Rob got his
said
information.
no,
Yeah.
it's just the thing. No, it's just the thing is, like she say, okay. In other words, let's take it. Let's just say if she was a quiet church girl, which we know if she was a quiet church girl,
I wouldn't go
those
that
be the
far.
ones that like to do all sorts of things after dark,
You're
I
not
wouldn't
especially
go
wrong
after
about
that
that.
midnight.
far. I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, way too much. Rob, you've been watching the Spice Channel way too much.
Yeah, way too much there,
I
Rob.
don't think it's the
Way too
The
Spice
much.
Channel. I think it's more
the
than that.
Spice
David, how do you
Channel.
know what that channel is
How
aimed
you
at?
know the
Oh,
Spice Channel, David? They
yeah,
don't even
David,
have the
how do you know
Spice
about the
Channel anymore.
Spice
How you
Channel?
know about that?
Yeah, David, how do you know about the Spice Channel?
Because Rob was
Well,
telling me about it.
no.
Because he
Then
does
David,
again,
go to
David,
church.
David is the blackest man on this panel. That's how.
but then again, David was around when the very
Thank you,
first
Will.
issue of Playboy came around.
First off, I'd
I
Yeah,
like to
mean,
he
thank
what?
knew
Will for
who
that
Hugh
compliment.
Hefner.
I mean, he was right. He was right there when Jimmy Carter said, "Well, I did have lust in my heart."
Well, well, David was there when Betty Ross finished the flag. So
I mean, yeah,
I
but
mean,
I'm
well,
just saying.
I told her she didn't need. I mean, I corrected her on how to design it because she had like 112 stars on there, and I told her she just needed one for each state. That's how we got that.
Where it wasn't states then? There was colonies, and it was only
Um,
it was what only
well, they were
it was
states.
only
That's
what
why they call
13
it the
colonies.
United
The
States.
original flag wasn't made by her.
Did you
That's
know
true.
when Christopher Columbus discovered America, he had to add David to move out of the way?
Yeah.
Did I could do you one better. Did you know David was actually on the ark? He actually went.
David
He
Noah.
act- I
He
mean,
was on the ark.
he actually went up to Noah and asked, can I sit at the captain's table and what time dinner is served?
well, yeah,
No, but
He-
Noah got really mad at me. Well, Noah got really mad at me the day we decided to eat the unicorn.
I mean, he was. I mean,
well, you know why we don't have dodo birds anymore, right?
David shot him.
Yeah, David that was what David served the captain on the first night on the ark.
I could do you one.
dodos.
I could do you one better. I could
There's
do
a
y'all
really
one better.
funny
Y'all,
Bill Cosby skit. I don't know if that's taboo, but there's a funny Bill Cosby skit of Bill Cosby and his account of Noah and the Ark. And it was like, no,
Oh yeah.
like
Oh
I
yeah,
want you to build this by 9 cubits by 9 cubits by 9 cubits. What's a cubit?
the best part is where it's like when Noah quote unquote is losing his mind, and he was he was like, yeah, bringing a pregnant elephant, and the elephant had no business giving. What did he say? He was like, he didn't give me no manual for delivery. Never told me the thing was pregnant. There's good old Noah waiting underneath the elephant, and bro, I'm right on top of big good old Noah.
and you, but though, I could do you one better. Y'all remember that famous picture of Jesus and his disciples at the Last Supper, right?
Oh God.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
David was supposed to be in that picture, but he is actually sitting to the table to the side because all of the disciples took up all of the seats. So he was sitting to the side, and so he had to pay his own bill because Jesus said, "No, he is not with us."
No,
Actually, I thought
yeah.
David was the one who had the iPhone and took the picture.
Oh.
Yeah,
No,
they
he
had
was actually,
iPhones then.
what they was, they was
David.
all.
It was David. He would have an iPhone back then.
I mean, then again, when he found out that Judas was going to turn on him, he asked Jesus, "Can I be a part of the disciples since
Can I
Judas is
take
not
his
in it no more?"
place?
He said, no, 13's unlucky.
I mean, David been around for a long time. He even knew King James and helped him write the Bible. I like David. I mean, this is all good though. It's nothing. There's nothing wrong.
David, you don't have to be subjected to this. Tell Rob to shut up, and we'll support you.
Okay, I'm making a list. Will next time I get him on Hez's show, he's in trouble.
I mean, it's not, look at it. His name is David. David, David is in the Bible. David is
So
in the
is
Bible.
Robert.
He was
David and Goliath.
David and Goliath. He actually, had the
Goliath
slingshot.
is a wimp.
See, but the thing, Robert is not in the Bible. What are you talking about, Will?
What are you talking about, Will?
Hezekiah, listen. Hezekiah chapter 4, looking at it here, verse 11 is there.
That's right.
I mean, but I wouldn't be bothered. I wouldn't be bothering David if I didn't like him. I like David. So David is.
Don't dodge the subject. Pull up the verse.
I'm not
verse, it's
dodging the subject. I'm not dodging the subject. I do like David. David is a cool
What
person.
verse
Oh,
was
No,
it?
Yeah, David's cool.
What verse was it?
Hezekiah 4, verse 11.
Yep. Would somebody like to read it?
Well, yeah, please, because I am
Yeah, please do, because I don't seem to have my Bible with me at this moment.
How do you
It's
not
all
have your
good.
Bible with you?
I,
Wait.
but in this,
Okay, let's
Okay,
see. I'm looking
Hezekiah
for it now.
4:11. Oh, well, that's the middle of the story. Well, we're talking about Ezekiel or Hezekiah here. What are we talking about?
That's a cut. What do
Yeah,
you mean?
this is talking about drinking water
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
measure. What are you talking about, Robert, in here?
who was that? Robert is not in the Bible.
Yes,
I know
Hezekiah.
that for
I'm
sure.
looking at it. Hezekiah, chapter 4 and verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Hezekiah. Yeah. I'm not seeing it.
because it's not
You want to see
there.
Robert's name?
Maybe if you
Are
share
you
your
talking
screen.
about the one that said, hey, are you talking about the one that says, the water you shall drink, you shall water by measure, the sixth part of is that the one you're talking about? That's Ezekiel, not Hezekiah.
According to Google, the name Robert does not appear in the Bible.
Look at the verse, Ray. Google, look at the verse. Don't you? Come on, guys.
Can somebody just read the verse out loud so we can prove him wrong on this?
Pull up the
Because
verse.
I know
Okay,
for
pull up the
sure.
verse then. Pull me wrong. Rob, you pull the verse up.
No,
You
you the
said
one that brought it out
Ezekiel,
there. You
or
do it.
Hmm?
is it Ezekiel?
The book of Hezekiah.
Yes, I think it's Ezekiel 4:11 is what you're talking about.
No, the
And
book of Hezekiah. Jill gets it. Hezekiah, chapter 4.
Okay.
somebody need to go back to Sunday
Yeah,
school.
I think I got it. Yep. Hezekiah chapter 4, verse 11.
It keeps correcting me to Ezekiel, so I don't know.
Okay. Think
Oh, are you
about
looking up
Ray.
online? Oh, okay. Oh, that's what you're talking about. All right.
Online, not accurate.
Well, Jinkies. You know what's Jinkies.
Oh man, see,
So David, what are you going to be watching on YouTube on
What
Monday
book
morning?
are you guys talking about? There is no book of Hezekiah.
So David, what book are you what are you going to be watching on Monday morning?
Oh, I see
I'm
what he's
sorry, what?
saying.
really,
Hezekiah.
really.
Hezekiah.
Oh,
Because he
brother.
kept saying that Robert was mentioned. That's what I was looking for.
That's what was confusing me. I was trying, what are they talking about? Is there a book I don't know about?
Yeah.
Well, apparently
And
there
you
is a
know
book
the
you don't know about. It's just not one
and
in
you
the
know the
Bible.
and you know the bad part of this, I'm a preacher's kid, and I should have figured that out. It was,
Yeah.
That's why I kept saying the verse you're quoting is Ezekiel 4:11, not
Yeah.
whatever it is you guys are talking about.
Hezekiah.
I'm not
4:11.
quoting I'm not quoting Ezekiel 4:11. I didn't quote anything.
Well, that's when somebody said something about the water you shall drink shall be in the parts of six or something like
That's
that.
what
I
I
didn't say
said.
that.
There's
Yeah,
no
that's
Robert in
Ezekiel
there.
4:11. Yes. Oh
Drinking
goodness.
water by measure. Blah, 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 dee, blah.
So Miss Ray, just so we can maybe change the pace a little bit. I know I said I was going to try to keep this an hour, but what the heck, let's make it 2. How long was that video that I forwarded to you?
I tried to find that out, but without playing it, I can't tell.
Okay, Rob, how
Oh,
long
by
was
the
that
way, hey,
video that you sent me?
I have one more question. I have one more question for Rob.
yes, sir.
You tell me all right, Rob, can you tell me without looking what the 28th Amendment is?
It's no 20th Amendment.
Okay, well that was obvious because we just did that. All right, never mind.
No,
Rob?
see, if you actually paid attention in school, these frauditors would know that.
Hey Rob,
18
Yes, sir.
minutes long.
how long is that video? That, you
18
sent?
minutes long. 18
18
What?
minutes long.
So
I
we want
think
to
the
watch a
video.
stop it.
I think the video I sent you is 17, either 17 or 18, about the same amount.
It's 17:54 to be exact.
She's all right. So yeah, y'all want to do that? Watch a subset.
Where are we looking? Hey, are we looking at top of Will's head?
Hey,
I
what's
mean,
that crawling in your hair there, buddy?
it's looking all fuzzy and everything.
He's
It
not
look like it
looking
has it.
well. Oh,
It look like
no.
it has it. Look how huge his forehead is. You can show how the West was one on
It's a
that.
5
I
head.
promise
It's
you,
not a
this forehead
forehead.
is smaller than yours, Rob. I don't want to hear anything about some big
It's a
forehead from
5
you.
head.
Okay.
But see the difference with mine is I actually have because I have a short haircut, so you probably can see my forehead.
5 head.
No, this is
And he
due to having a broken leg for the last 5 weeks. So
and he also has like the wrinkles at the top of his forehead.
He's married
really,
now. He's gonna have wrinkles on his forehead.
I have wrinkles everywhere. I'm gonna have wrinkles everywhere.
I mean, you've been married. You haven't even been married a year yet. You shouldn't have wrinkles on it. You
Well,
still
I mean,
supposed to be in your.
look at my
You still.
avatar. I mean, look how miserable I look at my avatar.
I mean, you're supposed to be. You still supposed to be in your honeymoon phase.
That died when we got off the plane from Jamaica. What do you
I
mean?
mean, I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
you're not
that plane
supposed to be at the
circled the
yes.
airport 45 minutes. Yeah, it probably did die then.
I mean, it's not supposed. You're not supposed to be at the yes dear, oh dear phase. You're supposed to be. You're supposed to be like,
I was
when you
yes
come
dear,
home.
no dear the day of the wedding, my friend. So I don't know what. Yes,
No, it wasn't
clearly you have
yesterday.
no clue about marriage.
It wasn't just the day of the
You
wedding.
got
It
that
was
right.
months before the wedding that he was yes dear, no dear.
I
How do you
mean,
think I broke my leg? I didn't say yes dear.
well, I thought you broke your leg because you was on roller skates.
Well, that's what I tell people. But the wife throwing the husband down the stairs. That's.
And
Ugh.
I kind of believe that too because she got that Hulk smash strength.
How would you know that?
It's easy. I'm like any wife that get upset with their husband, they gonna have that Hulk smash strength. Look at Ray.
I'm sorry, the what?
The Hulk
They
smash
ba-
strength.
they basically when don't get your look at Ray. You're pretty sure she'd have been she'd have been married with her husband plenty of times that she done picked him up probably by the lips and just slammed him on the ground like she was
He
the
said the
She-Hulk.
lips picked up by the lips.
I have imagined it plenty of times, but
I
I've
mean the
never done
same
it.
thing. The same thing with David and with Doc. Their wives probably picked them up by their face and probably just threw them
Well,
somewhere.
my wife can't pick me up by my face because I'm a good 11 inches taller than she is. So that
Don't mean
so
a,
therefore
don't mean
she
a
can kick me
thing.
down low. Go down low maybe, but she's not picking me up by anything.
Don't mean a thing. Sometimes wives could get violent when they get upset. I'm just saying.
How do you think I broke my leg? I'm trying to explain to you, like.
So what she did? She either threw you down the steps or she just put a booby trap and you fell down the steps.
No, what she did was they were with skiing and she just pushed them.
We playing this
Just
video
being
or not?
premature.
Yeah, let's play the video.
Yeah,
We
let's
we could
play the
I could
video.
we could continue making fun of Will on Heads and Stream where Heads can hear it and
Well,
laugh hard.
I don't want to hear that. Look, guys, I'm gonna hop off because I do have a wife waiting for me.
Should yeah
Yeah, she might.
yeah
Hey, Will, when are you gonna go snow skiing again?
Snow
when they
skiing?
get cold
Well, I
again.
mean, I just wonder when she's gonna want to take you snow skiing again.
I never went. I've never been seen. That
Well, I
was
mean, she's
roller
gonna be.
skating.
I mean, well, she's gonna push you down again. So just be careful.
Hello.
It's
Hold on.
it's not
Now I know. Not now I know. When she said you can go first, babe, don't say thank you. Say you
you
go first.
you
You go
you know
first.
Hey, Ray.
let me just say that it's not go. Let me just say this real quick before the video play. If Will goes snow skiing, it's not gonna be hard to find him.
Okay.
I'm like
Okay.
he would be the only black guy in the snow and you could find him.
Okay. Okay. So, Miss Ray.
Yes.
Okay. You ready to
Yeah.
throw it up there? Okay.
Yeah, hey guys, I mean, I need to jump off pretty soon too. I'm going to watch this for a little while, but I need to jump off pretty quick too.
Yeah. You do have to get up early. So, okay, good. She's
But Will, good to see you, man. Take care.
Yeah. All right, and I got it on the screen. Hug sees dumb people. I'm not hearing audio. Ray, I'm
You're not
not hearing.
hearing it?
Yeah,
No, we're not hearing it.
share it through a tab, and then make sure the audio portion is turned on.
It is turned on.
Oh, okay.
How do I fix that?
I don't know. I don't. I don't have any idea. I'll tell you what. Let's just take this off, and I'll just work around it. I mean, like I said, I only
Hold
got
on
one
a
monitor
second.
tonight, so let me take that off, and I'll go to this email that Rob sent me. Open it in.
Hey, Will, check out the private chat.
Will's already stepped out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Let me get this ready to share it out.
Let me get rid of this.
Screen share. Share. Share this tab instead. Okay. There we go. Now we can get going.
Hello and welcome to our video.
Do we
Glad to
have
have
audio?
you here today.
Yeah, we can hear
And
it.
I have got a good sovereign video for you guys today. Now, the thing about my channel is I never get the videos before the big guys do. So they're all going to be older, and I'm sorry about that. Hope you haven't seen this one. I've seen it a long time ago. So let's give it a go, shall we?
Hi. I'm Sergeant Brown, UCPD. The reason I stopped because you're not wearing your seatbelt. You have your license registration on you, ma'am.
I'm sorry, is that, I'm sorry. I just took my seatbelt off.
You didn't have her on.
Yes, I did.
Mm-mm.
Yes, I did.
Mm-mm.
Yes, I did.
Mm-mm.
You're gonna have to, I just took it off. I wear my seatbelt. Actually, I yell at everybody for not wearing their seatbelt.
Outstanding. Do you have your license on you, ma'am?
The officer outstanding.
Joe,
I know you guys from Michigan. I saw the tag.
Yeah, so I'm not, I'll give you my passport,
Okay, that's fine. Whatever you got.
but I'm not doing this traffic thing. I'm in Homeland Security School, bro.
Okay. I'm not gonna mess up your career. So, do
Homeland,
you have your passport on you or some sort of ID?
Homeland Security School.
Okay. no
Yeah,
worries.
I heard that. Homeland Security School. Homeland Security. Okay. What
Did
kind
she
of
say
school?
school?
Yeah, she said.
Yes, Homeland Security School.
Get out.
The only thing I could think of, maybe she's trying to become a
There's
TSA
no,
agent. Maybe.
there's no Homeland Security School.
Okay.
Her
Let me
job.
ask you, does
Yeah, she
TSA
might have
are-
been at the TSA Academy or something like that.
Yeah, because I mean, because TSA agents are not true law enforcement. They depend on the airport police to actually take care of things if the things got scary while they were there. So okay,
Well, I think the investigative arm of TSA has arrest authority.
okay.
I think. I'm
I
not
heard her
positive,
correctly,
but
right? Homeland Security School, right? How can she believe any of this sovereign stuff if she's in Homeland Security School? Hopefully they dropped her from the classes after this.
You got mine.
He's got his.
Okay. Do you have
I'm on my way to church right now.
Okay.
This is insane. I took my seatbelt off. You see, I told you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Do you actually have a DL?
What do you mean? I don't need a driver's license in America, actually. Just to be honest with you, I don't. I've already won this in court.
Fantastic.
yeah, she's going to
Ooh,
TSA
that's
school.
a lie.
You're right.
Yeah, section
ahead.
31.
I'm sorry, David. What did you say?
She's going to TSA school, but she doesn't have to have a driver's license in the United States. I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't think she would have gotten in if because the first question that's going to be out of their mouth is okay. We need to see a driver's license.
Yep.
Some form of ID.
Yeah, some form of ID.
Exactly.
I don't think she told a prospective employer that I don't need to have a driver's license in the United States.
Or a social
that would be
security
like a
card
big
or birth
flag right there.
certificate.
How's she gonna get paid?
Right?
Yeah.
All right, let me verify it.
28,
Yeah, I don't live
9
here. This isn't
India,
even jurisdiction.
5
I'm sorry?
This isn't.
Michigan is not coming
I mean,
back.
This is my
every
jurisdiction,
time
actually, yes.
They just lie and lie and lie.
Stand by, Eustace. What's your first name, ma'am?
Anything.
Ma'am, what's your first name?
What?
Your first name?
But I'm trying to figure out what crime I committed for you to ask me that.
Not wearing your seatbelt, ma'am.
That's not a crime.
It's a traffic violation, ma'am.
It's actually a civil infraction.
Which I can pull you over for, yes.
No, I was wearing my seatbelt though. We're having a dispute here. I was wearing it, and you're saying
We're
it
having a
wasn't.
dispute here. So
So
here,
you can't tell me I was not wearing
can you
it.
settle down for a second here? Here's.
And you get stopped. Every law enforcement officer we can ask you for your ID if you were stopped.
Yep.
Here's how it's going to play out. I'm going to verify everything, and I'm just going to cut you a traffic warning and be on my merry way. That was my whole plan, just to be honest with you. Not to get into a long, drawn-out argument about whatever. This is not to be a pissing match, to piss you off, to be mean, to be evil, all that good stuff. I am going to be as chill as possible. There is no need to be, like, mad today.
Okay. I do remember this part because I'm a big girl too. Not as big as her, mind you. However, you can tell if I just took my seatbelt off because I have to pull the seatbelt out further than a normal sized person would. And with her,
I love how
Well, she has a point.
Yes, she has a point. Yes, she does.
that's going to
See,
really
yeah.
be putting some strain on that seatbelt. So that's all you got to do is
Wow.
look at it. He said he's going to give you a warning, and you just still can't stop your nonsense and just let it go.
I'm not even sure
Just
she can
admit to
reach
it.
the
Oh, my
seatbelt.
goodness. That's the least of your problems, though, right now.
I definitely 100% under God's graceful eye
Okay.
was wearing a seatbelt.
Okay, listen to me. My game plan is very simple. I'm just going to verify that you have a license or whatever that says you can drive in the state of the United States. Once that's clean and valid, I'm out of here. That is my plan.
Okay.
This is not... Morning, Mom. How you doing? Can you give me like 1 minute? Oh, yeah? Give me 1 minute, Mama. All right. What's your first name, Mama?
It's Dixie.
Dixie. Miss Dixie.
Yeah.
You got a middle name, Miss Dixie?
I don't.
Okay. What's your last name?
Williams.
Miss Williams.
Are you giving him the right info?
I was asking her the same thing that was coming through my mind myself. Is that the legit real name or not?
Well, not to mess it up, but yeah, that's her name.
Okay. All right.
That's her name. She gave the right name.
Okay. Yeah.
Dixie sounds more like a nickname than a name. No middle name, and then you say before your last name, like you had to think of it. Oh, I hope you weren't giving him an illegal name, baby.
Okay. And your birthday?
It's in August. Wow, I cannot wait to tell my professor this.
Okay. And the year? Yeah, because I don't have her DL or
I don't
a
need
passport.
DL, but I just told you,
You
that
need an
I won it in the
identification,
Supreme
though.
Court.
Right.
I don't have to have I don't have to
To
have an
verify your
identification.
identity? Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Okay, whatever you say, but I need. What's your?
Something that she had just said a minute ago. I can't wait till I tell my professor this. You know, the professor for the Homeland Security.
The Homeland Security School.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be telling her this nonsense.
Yeah. So now I'm wondering, you tell the professor this, and if this is legitimately a school with qualified instructors and professors, they would be like, why didn't you just go ahead and give it? Why don't you have a driver's license?
I'm sorry, but Homeland Security School. Nothing about her screams Homeland Security to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Is this?
Oh, she just screams law enforcement to me.
I'm like, what she's gonna protect?
Her food.
Yeah.
Homeland Security protects the homeland. What's she gonna protect?
The crops.
A large portion of it.
And then wait till they get to her husband on the other side. He just is stupid too.
Oh, well, I don't know. Okay. I'm about ready to say, she's going to protect. Well, she's not protecting the suspicion on that truck. That's for sure.
Deborah.
Didn't she say she had a passport at the beginning of this? Anyway, she gives the officer a prescription bottle so he can get some information off of it. And then he gets the passenger's info and the info on the truck. Let's see what he finds out.
You don't have your license suspended. Out of,
mine?
yeah.
No,
Out of Florida.
Cancel.
Cancel, whatever you want to call
Well,
it.
when you sign an affidavit of cancellation, that means you're canceling your contract with the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Can't find you, and we can't even find the truck. It's like it's not even registered. So I'm gonna run the VIN real quick. Yeah. I mean, we have
like
access.
from
We have access
1900 miles
from.
away.
We have access in the database of all the states. But I'm gonna run the VIN and see what we get. That's where we're at. I think you're right, man. I think this might be sovereign citizens, homie. They are. Yeah, this is strange, dude. All day.
They're at the Dollar General.
Yeah,
Miss Dixie.
Dollar General, and apparently he called back up because that's not a good sign when the second officer has to show up without being requested by the.
No,
They're planning to do something.
Sometimes when they radio over their scanner saying sovereign citizen, sometimes the officers want to show up just to see this. You ever notice that?
Well, it's not just that, because some soft sets, not all, but some are dangerous. So it might be a good idea to have that be ready to show a little force if you need to.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not finding it at all.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. They're on a paper system.
Okay. Talk to you over here then real quick.
Hold on. Do you have my driver, or do you have my...
We have your passport, ma'am.
But my passport ID.
I have his. We have his.
Did it fall out of there? Because it's an electronic card. And what is this guy talking about? A passport isn't an identification.
His formal identification is not a form for a license to operate motor vehicle.
Yeah, but we're not a resident of the state of Florida.
You still have to have a license to operate a vehicle in the state of Florida.
Okay.
I believe she's talking about Michigan, but let me tell you, from being a dispatcher, they're all connected electronically. I'm going to raise the volume here because the other officer is not wearing body cam, and I want you to be able to hear the crap that's coming out of her mouth and the nasty shit that she's going to say.
All states that when you're passing through, that's what it states on the map. Okay, first of all, that would be like calling somebody black the N-word. Yes, it is. It is very. I'm actually getting highlighted. Okay.
10-4.
I'm sorry. You just asked me though, because that's a discriminating comment. You just asked me if I was a sovereign citizen. Everybody is a sovereign.
Yeah, okay. A lot of people are starting to get very upset when they're called sovereign citizen, but they act like a sovereign citizen. So
because they know, a lot of people know if you they right now they refer, the sovereign citizens, that's what domestic terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck. It's
That's
a
what
duck.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
If that's what you are, then that's what you are. Because that is exactly the definition of it. So,
Hey guys, I need to run.
Yeah.
I'll see y'all later.
All right.
All right,
well,
good.
you
Take
have a
care,
good
David.
one. Take care.
Have a
Y'all
good
take
night.
care.
Have a good night, David.
All right, see y'all later.
Good night.
All right. So yeah. So keep this going.
Oh, look who's going in cuffs. Yeah, and now she wants the OIC, I guess, officer in charge, basically supervisor, because of course, that's what they all want. And I always say, you can see him at the jail.
Cody, why are you...
Yeah, I do agree with that. I mean, I just wish that's what the police departments do. Yeah, you can see the supervisors at the jail. I just wish they would say that. No, we're not going to wait for the supervisor. You're going to give me your driver's license, or you're going to go to jail. Which one do you want? You're going to identify yourself, or you're going to go to jail.
Exactly. I'm like, it's not. I'm like, they identified as either her license is suspended. That's the only reason they with this sovereign best, because their license is suspended.
Yeah. Why are these agencies allowing these people waste their sergeants and their lieutenants' time to deal with when they already know it's BS? If you want to speak to the supervisor, we'll take you to the jail.
Right. There's a whole bunch of them now.
Yeah, you'll meet with the supervisor at the jail at his convenience, because you'll be there for a while.
I'm surprised they're not giving this officer a hard time, because he's not the sheriff or the deputy sheriff. Because a lot of like the deal with the sheriff, because he was elected by the people.
Right.
But when they do encounter the sheriff, they still give him a hard time.
Yes, they do. They don't change the tactics. It's just they like to say, we're going the sheriff's elected. The sheriff is constitutionally, and it is true that many states identified the sheriff in their
But they
constitution.
think that the sheriff's laws are different than the local laws for some reason. That the sheriff knows more about what they're talking about. They always think that.
Well, you
Right.
know, if some of these guys actually won their elections that they want to run in, like someone like Chili DeCastro, who if he had got a
They
half
still
a
can't change state law though.
no, he can't. He can't.
Uh-uh.
But yeah. So yeah, the sheriff is a elected law enforcement officer, but he cannot change state laws. There's policies and laws that he has to follow that was set and mandated by the state, which can be, and also by the county. The county has ordinances that the sheriff has to enforce and follow himself.
And I
Which
don't
is
know
all,
of any local or state level state or city or municipality that doesn't require a driver's license to drive there.
There's
which
none. There's
which
absolutely none.
which
And
is
it's
all
all
that is
done by state level.
which all that is enforced under the 10th Amendment. So
Yeah.
it is almost like, sovereign citizens just completely ignore the 10th Amendment.
Mm-hmm. Well, that it's like the person that will pick and choose what rules or what they want to follow. I mean, here's a good example. You ever watch a really good movie that the movie story, everything was great about it, and then they release a sequel, and that sequel messed it up so badly to the point that you don't want to recognize the sequel?
Yes, I know
I mean, that's kind of
tons of
how I
movies like
see
that.
these guys. That they just want to recognize things that they like and don't want to recognize the things that they don't like. It's kind of
Yeah,
like,
they
well,
pick,
we were talking about Airplane earlier. Airplane, that first one was good. And Airplane 2, not so much. But Airplane, the first one was really good.
yeah, they pick and choose the parts of the Constitution they want to recognize. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they, like I say, they definitely will recognize the first, maybe the second. They don't even care about the third, the fourth, and the fifth, of course. But when you
Right.
get down to like the sixth, seventh, eighth, and maybe the 10th Amendment, well, really the 10th Amendment, they just
Oh, I
completely. Well,
think they care
we
about the
gonna jump
six.
over that one. Oh
I
yeah,
think
the
they
sixth.
care
That's
about the
right.
six. Yeah.
That's right, because their whole
Their
is
right
there a
to
victim?
bail. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, they care. One reason they care about the third is they're always trying to use that as a gotcha thing.
and then the question I asked on has this live stream Friday. All right,
Mm-hmm.
well, they don't like to follow the laws, but they want to use the same laws to sue people.
Hmm.
Of course.
If you're a sovereign citizen and you believe all this, then don't use the courts. Don't use the Constitution. Don't fall back on that to try and help yourself because you already said I don't want any part of it.
Well, and you know what? If they don't want any part of it, if they don't want to be part of this country and follow the laws and follow the Constitution and do what they're supposed to do, get a driver's license, register their vehicles, get insurance. You know what? If they don't want to do all that, they don't want to be part of the country. I say have ice with it and deport them.
Exactly, because they love to sit. They're saying that. I said it before. I'm like, the way how things are now, they better be careful telling these officers, "Well, I'm not a United States citizen."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're deporting people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you want to go back to Morocco?
Yeah.
Maybe you will see exactly how it is. I'm like, when you get over there, then you're gonna be wishing to come back.
Okay, let's get going.
Why are you arresting me? Good, arrest me. I hope you arrest me. Call Kathy right now, get my attorneys on the phone. Why are you arresting me? OIC here, OIC. I asked for an OIC. Are your body?
Okay, she just reminded me of Lucky Laptops. Babe, get the attorney on the phone.
Call my lawyer.
Call the lawyer, babe. To this day, she has still not called the lawyer.
You asking for it to get the attorney on the phone, but remember, you don't follow certain laws in the Constitution. But your attorney does, though.
Yeah, and he better because of course.
But then,
I'm starting to wonder. She says she was in Homeland School. Homeland
But
Security School. She's calling, and she wants to call the lawyer. I wonder how legitimate this organization, this individual is.
but
Or is
but then,
lawyer
but then
really a
again,
guru? Is the lawyer really a guru? And is that school?
yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Cameras on? Where?
Hi.
Oh, okay, then I need the captain. I need the colonel. Cody. I am pregnant. You can lose me handcuffs.
Wait. Did she just say
Yeah, now all of a sudden she's pregnant.
yes? Can you tell?
All of a sudden she's pregnant.
Right.
You know how many police body cams videos I watched this week? Watch this week. Just heard the women say, "Well, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant." I'm like, "Oh, come on."
Well, and
So
here's the thing.
that's
If you're
that's
pregnant,
what
why
we're
are you
using
acting this
now.
way? If you're pregnant, why are you acting this way? Come on, seriously. You got to protect the baby. But Ray, is she pregnant?
No.
Okay.
Wow. Did you just ask Ray was she pregnant?
Yeah. I asked
Was
Ray.
the
If,
woman in the video
yeah,
pregnant, not
yeah,
me?
the woman in the video.
Oh, I
if
thought
she
you
is
just asked was Ray pregnant. I'm like, sorry about that, Ray.
clear that earwax,
That
man.
is no as well. So
Always the supervisor. What's the supervisor going to do for you? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everything you think you know is wrong. And pregnant? I don't think so.
Well,
Could be, but I doubt it. They all say they're pregnant. I guess it's a good thing that Florida tests every woman that goes to jail for pregnancy.
Yeah, they
So
do.
they'll know right away.
I'm the OIC.
Okay, that's the
and here's the thing: could they actually use that against that woman? If yeah, I'm just wondering if that could be used in courts or whatnot. I mean,
yeah, it's a
you
food
do it
baby,
for the protection of the jail. But if she turned out to say that, make that comment while being arrested, and the test, and it turns out she's not pregnant, and doesn't even look like she has been
I
with a
don't think they're
man.
gonna treat her any different regardless. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not gonna throw her around or, tase her unless necessary. So
What?
be the same treatment.
You're taking away all the fun. Really, Ray?
But no,
You take
but let's just say if she is pregnant, if she and I put is in air quotations, if she is pregnant, they're gonna have to know
they're going to
if
have
she
to
is or
know.
not.
They're going to have to know because they have to take precautions to protect the baby.
Well,
Right.
if she's
While-
positive
while
for a
she's in
food
jail.
baby, that's all it is. It's a food baby.
Yeah, maybe she probably she does the she carrying like Georgia transparency.
law. You're hurting me.
I know.
No, don't come over here and talk to me like that.
We gave you our passports from abroad.
Okay, real quick. That guy does not. He looks really skinny. She looks really. We know who's getting all the steaks at that house.
Yeah, the guy in the truck, that's her husband, aka he. I think she caught the part when he said, "Well, I'm in Homeland Security School," and she literally says, "Yeah, and he's an attorney."
Nuh-uh.
Yes, wait till they haven't talked to him yet. Wait, you could look at this guy and say, "Oh, come on, really?"
All right, we'll see here. We'll see here shortly.
I know. Listen,
No, that is a civil infraction.
here's where we're at, Cody. The truck's not registered.
Cody!
The tag's expired. Okay. Where did you buy the truck?
Lawyer. He's an attorney. He's a
Yeah.
state
I
attorney.
don't know, like-
Cody, can you get my lawyer on the phone now?
Almost a year ago or something, maybe.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sitting around and having
No. I do
Okay.
not get arrested for driving in the state of Florida because I'm not driving.
down, by the
I'm
way.
traveling,
Now listen.
and you are.
I'm listening, bro. I'm being cool with you.
Did you hear? Did you hear what she just said?
I like
Yeah, I'm not driving.
I
I'm
heard it.
traveling.
Man, I was traveling earlier.
No, did you hear what she just said before that?
No,
She
what did
said, "I don't get arrested for driving. I wasn't driving. I was traveling."
Right.
Oh, no, you just told the officer you was driving, not.
Oh man.
I love it. She's over there yelling and screaming. Oh my goodness, nobody's paying any attention to her. They're just ignoring her. Oh, that's awesome. And no, you're not traveling. You're driving. Well, you were. Now you're gonna travel to jail.
We're not.
You are out of control, sir. You are abusing your power. No, I am not. You're gonna beat me up while I'm pregnant in handcuffs. That's what the
We have
you are going
property
to do
all over.
today.
We've been
Yes,
through this
you are.
before.
No, I'm not. Cody,
West Palm Beach years ago.
I hope you
Cody
heard me.
dismissed
I
everything.
have a baby in my
So-
stomach. Do not touch me.
What is the big
Don't
deal?
touch me.
Honestly.
Okay.
Why are you guys-
Okay.
why are you guys-
Okay. Okay.
Why are you guys so
Okay.
aggressive?
I'm not resisting anything you just said.
Thanks, guys.
No problem.
Why are you guys being so aggressive?
All right.
You cannot.
My guys are not being aggressive. Your wife is taking things up a notch, unfortunately.
I get that.
But and this is where we're coming from, okay?
Okay. So
She does not have
let her
a.
calm down.
Yeah, she'll calm down in a minute. She doesn't have a driver's license, okay?
But she's
There's
not driving right.
No, she
You're
was
insinuating
she
that.
was driving. That's what I'm saying. I saw her
I'm
drive.
telling you, we're not driving. We're traveling.
Okay, you're traveling, whatever you want to call it, but she does not have a valid driver's license.
It's a how old are you?
37.
Okay, I'm 36. The issue is that you just don't know the definition, okay, of the words. Driving is for commercial purposes. You're traveling. Now in court, no matter how much you guys believe your own beliefs, the words, the definition of
Oh, I love how he's saying, how you believe in his own beliefs, your own beliefs. They're believing the law. You're believing your own beliefs. It doesn't matter what you believe, buddy.
But if I was the officer, my question was, okay, if you're not traveling, when you sit in this driver's seat and you put your car into gear, what do you put it in? Travel or drive?
Oh, that's a good question.
If I was a cop, I'd say, well, then you need a traveler's license. Whatever word you want to
Exactly. And you sure don't put the car in travel, park, reverse, neutral, and travel.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. It's just these guys they take the cake. I tell you.
the words have meaning. When you know this, in court, you tell the judge, listen, I'm traveling. Here's the law.
Okay.
They dismiss it, but you guys go through this whole and then we got to do lawsuits and everything else. And for what reason?
I'm going to have to use the Mordacity because I can't come up with one that's for sovereigns only. You're the same age as this officer, and you actually believe this crap. You actually think that, oh, I'm traveling. Oh, and words have meanings. Yeah, you damn right words have meanings. Yeah, learn the right definitions of them, okay?
Let me ask you a question, okay? Are you guys like sovereign citizens?
No, of course not.
Okay.
We're just Americans standing for, you know, our right.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Okay, and I'm fine. I'm totally fine with that. I respect that.
And real quick, just noticed we got Cool Clearwater in the house. Hey, it's good to see you, Cool Clearwater. Unfortunately, I haven't been monitoring chat because I'm only working with one screen tonight. So,
What's up, CCW? I didn't even see you. See him in the chat till now.
yeah, he's in the house.
Respect that by all means. It's okay. I don't mean to like insult you by asking that question, but the certain language that was being used, it kind of had me like a little concerned.
Explain to me the language.
Okay, that you guys don't recognize jurisdiction, you guys are
I
traveling,
never
things
said
like
we
that.
recognize jurisdiction. I know the three branches of government.
Which everybody should.
Okay, so great. You know the three branches of government. I'm glad he knows that. But I think everyone should know what the three branches of government. That
I'm
would be
surprised.
M, Pine, and Maple.
I'm surprised they haven't pulled out. What is it? The payment fee or something, that garbage that they pull out.
Oh, they hadn't done. Yeah, that's true. I'm surprised they hadn't pulled that. Some do, some don't. That's true. It seems like hit and miss on that one.
The branch and legislative branch and and of course judicial branch.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, listen, man. Like I said, I don't know. The title on this truck is even canceled. So if this was an old beat up truck that was sitting around, it should have been registered. That's the problem. It's not registered. That's the big problem. Okay.
I own the truck.
I know. You own the truck, but I'm telling you right now. And this tag was run nationwide. The VIN was ran nationwide, and it's showing.
It's all legit.
It's not registered. It's not even like up to date. That's nationwide.
We live in Maine the majority of the time.
Okay.
We're just traveling down.
Okay.
Do you see what you've done to yourselves? You've canceled your driver's licenses. You've canceled the registration of the vehicle because you believe you don't need those things. Now you lost your truck, your wife's going to jail, and I guess you're walking back to Maine or Michigan, wherever you're from. That's a long walk. You better get...
I'm about ready to say, yeah, that's gonna be a long walk because he's sure as heck not gonna be able to fly, not without an ID.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be able to run a car.
If you have a passport, you can, but still, you got to have an ID of some kind of form. But
see, that's
Get
what happens when
started.
you don't.
Abe,
I'm sorry, say that again.
See, that's what happens when you get rid of your ID. There's a lot of a lot of things you can't do.
Mm-hmm. You can't even open a bank account without it.
Nope.
Can't even buy alcohol without it.
Or but they can't even cash
But look
your
at the
check if she says she have a job.
right side. You will be traveling this time by foot.
Kids
Well-
down here. My wife is from Florida. I'm from Washington State originally.
Okay.
You know
But
what I mean?
if you guys are traveling, but you guys got to have a driver's license.
No, dude,
You can have a passport and stuff for ID purposes.
In Florida, yeah, it is for ID purposes.
For ID purposes, but for driving a motorized vehicle in the States, you need a driver's license.
You do not need a driver's license to travel.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't. If there's already all this case law that's on it, and it's already there. The Supreme Court's, ruled on it several times.
Another lie.
Okay.
The
Well.
only reason the lower court has to keep going through this is because you guys don't get the words.
Okay. Hear me out.
And so we're battling over what a belief system is. You believe we're driving, and we're telling you we're not.
Okay.
And that's where the issue comes in. And it's like every time we stand up for rights or something, you guys get on, this high horse, authoritarian high horse, and you're like, well, you're driving, you're this, and we got to go to court, and we tell the judge, and the judge is like, okay, they're traveling. It's like, why do we have to go through that every single time?
That being said, unfortunately, the truck has to get towed.
What do you mean?
It's not registered. It's not even up to date on the registration, the tag.
Yeah, it's no truck, but it doesn't,
But you still have. But if you're traveling, you have to have the registration up to date. You can't be driving on expired tags. In the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles for every state.
I don't contract.
You don't contract with them.
Why would I?
Cody, call Kathy. Tell her to get here now.
Williams was arrested and charged with not having a valid driver's license, not having any vehicle registration, attaching a fake plate to the truck, resisting law enforcement without violence, and refusing to sign a summons. Then in May of 2023, Williams...
Wait a minute. There's some more. Oh, goodness. Let's see what we find out.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot more about her.
Okay.
wanted her attorneys dismissed so she could represent herself. She then filed a motion for her case overall to be dismissed. That was denied. The court ordered a competency hearing. In January of 2024, Williams was accused of taking her 2 biological children from their foster home in Sorrento, Florida. After an Amber Alert, Williams and the 2 girls, they were found safe in Louisiana, but this mother now faces a kidnapping charge. Troopers in Louisiana say she still wasn't wearing her seatbelt.
God, that is bad. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
See, it was a lot more in this video because I watched the unedited version of it on the police body cam because they go around on the other side of the car and talk to the guy on the other side. And then the part where she was saying, okay, she literally fell on the ground. Saying that the police pushed her, but then you see that she literally threw herself on the ground.
Oh man. Oh,
that's why you probably heard her in the background. Okay. Yeah, because they had to bring in a female officer to search her, and the officer said sovereign citizen. She said, "Ooh, this will be my first." I told you that's why a lot of the officers was there because they wanted the lady said, "I wanted to see this."
Well, you know what? I don't think that's a big community. I don't know where it was actually happening at, but just by
it's a small town in Florida.
Yeah, Florida. The landmarks looked like it was in a small town. So yeah, they may not get that many sovereign citizens there.
I mean, if the Dollar General is the local hangout, it's a small town.
Well, shoot,
and then said in Sorrento, Florida. I lived in Florida all my life, and I don't even know what that is.
I don't know neither. I've never seen it. I've never heard of it before. But that was a good find, Rob. Thank you for sending it to me this afternoon.
Too bad there's no updates on her brand new baby.
Oh yeah. Well, there was no Miss Williams.
There's no updates on her brand new baby.
Yeah,
because there wasn't any.
Exactly.
because there wasn't any. But she did, like the man said, she kidnapped her two biological kids from their foster home.
Yeah, because she makes the best decisions ever.
Right.
I would love the body cam should have been on for that one when they found her. I would love it should have been another video for that one because I would love to see that.
Well, you know what? Well, we know her name. We know it was in Louisiana. It might be easy. Well, we don't know.
Dixie Williams.
Yeah, Dixie Williams. Probably do a search for her in Louisiana. You might find out what city or what agency did catch up.
I'm sorry, I could never go to sovereign citizen waiver. I'm like because it's stupid. It's not gonna work. Nothing is gonna work.
Oh yeah, no, it's not gonna work.
I'm like, you get all this stuff from your guru and you get all this stuff from Amazon. You cancel all this stuff. You put these fake tags and get all these fake IDs, and then when you get pulled over by the police officer and you use it and you see it don't work. My question is, why do they get mad at the police officers when you spend your money and you spend your money on all this garbage and it doesn't work? So you need to be mad with yourself or mad with this guru that you have that you're listening to.
Well, you make sense, and they don't. They don't understand sense. But we are now into the 2-hour mark, and you know what that means.
Yeah, it's midnight. It is midnight here in Florida. It is actually Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, but me and Ray, we're still.
It's 9:01 here.
Yeah, we're still.
See, y'all still in prime time over there. See, and David E. Persons is probably already tucked in the bed, gone to sleep.
Yeah, but he did have his insurance.
See, I didn't say that. You did.
Yeah, but you were thinking it. Bob, you got anything you want to plug?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Just continue to have a nice, 4th of July weekend. Oh. And when you see David E. person again Monday, make sure not to put Vaseline on his walker.
And Miss Ray, you got anything you would like to add?
No, just have a nice weekend, everyone.
Yeah. And hey, everyone, your programming notes, I will not do a Saturday night drink with Docs, but I'll probably do a Sunday afternoon show just so we can talk about this week, the stories of the vacation, just things that might go on. I'm sure something's going to come up this week. It always does, doesn't it? Well, until next time, everybody, take care of yourself.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.